Good morning. Good morning, my friends who are creating joy and abundance and peace in your lives. Welcome. Welcome again to Rise into 2022. Rise and thrive in your life. I am just super excited to be here. Today is probably the most important day. This has the most, this what I'm going to teach you today could have the most profound effect on your life, for your future, for where you want to go each and every day in your life. And so I'm super excited for today. And I'm just super excited to be here. I just wonder, have you ever thought about why does life have to be so hard? I wish I didn't feel so stuck. I know that feeling stuck is a really, really, really common thing for women. And I know that many of you are here because you feel stuck and you want to get unstuck. And today we're going to talk about how to get yourself unstuck, how to create a life of ease and flow. Life really can be easy and it can flow. I was thinking about the lesson yesterday and how rich it really is when we lead from our feminine energy. We live in this place where masculine energy rules. Masculine energy is what um, kind of dominates our society. And when we can rise up and really lead from our feminine energy, it is super strong, but it's also this energy of receiving. It's completely this energy of allowing life to flow through us. We are the life givers. We as women have the ability to bring life into this world. And so that energy also brings life and creativity to our businesses and our careers and our families, our communities, all the things when we're leading strong from that energy. So I hope, good morning, Susanna. So I hope that you had fun playing around with receiving and looking for places in your life where you're receiving and really enjoying that part of your feminine energy, because that's what leads you to success in life. If you really want to have success, really practice the art of receiving. When someone gives you a compliment, it's simply, thank you, I really appreciate that. So that you're literally taking it in, because when you say, oh, I did this or that, and you almost like negate all of the good feelings that go with receiving. So I hope you had fun with that and you're working on leading from your core space. It's a really grounded space when you can access that space internally and just kind of play around with it and have fun. Enjoy the beautiful parts of your feminine energy. And today we're going to talk about how to really get out of suffering, how to get out of that suffering state and lead into the joyful state. This is just the stuff I love to talk about. My name is Lainey Hauser, and I am a business and money mindset mentor. I am the founder of Money Joyfully, and I help women really rise up into their purpose with passion and ease and flow and a sense of relaxation so that they never feel stuck again. And so they find a life that is easy and relaxed. For many years, many, many years, life was really hard. And I honestly believed, and I believed this was my whole being, that my suffering was from God. Like that was a thing for me, that suffering was my plot in life. And while I was in this horrible marriage, somehow I had this deep core belief within me. I didn't even know I had it. It was so subconscious for me, that my marriage was more important than me. My marriage was more important than my joy or my happiness, and that somehow I just had to carry this out. And this was my suffering for God. Now, if you're listening to this, you're thinking, well, that's crazy. And you know what? We all believe a bunch of crazy, crazy garbage. And that was one of the crazy garbage, crazy thing that I believed for a really long time. I don't anymore. I'm free from that belief. But once I began to understand that life could be different, and I began to understand that life actually is meant to be lived good, that we are meant to thrive in every area of our life, and that we don't have to live in the crap. When I began to understand that and unravel that and think differently, and that suffering is optional and it really got down deep into my cells. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching this stuff. I did a 180 turnaround in my life. So if you're suffering, you're feeling stuck, and you just don't know how to get out of it, and you're thinking, how do I make life differently for myself? I want to tell you, you're in the right place. Today is going to be your day. So, a little bit of administration. I just want to remind you to post your picture in the daily tracker so that you can get your raffle ticket for the drawing. Each day gives you one more ticket for the drawing. So, yay. So, keep posting in there and doing your homework each day, receiving and doing the gratitude work. And then remember to sign up for the live session. On Sunday, I've got a session where you can get some coaching. This is a time for you to really step into, um, asking me questions, getting some coaching, watching other people get coached. This is a time for you to really get some of your needs met, some of your wants met, a time to really step into that. So we'll be on Zoom. So in order for me to send you the Zoom link, I need you to sign up so then I know where to send that link. So um, go ahead and sign up for that. I will pop the link into the bottom of this chat today. That's what I'll do after this time. I don't want you going there right now, so I'm not going to pop it in right now, but I will pop it in a little bit. And then yeah, so I read your posts and I look at them from time to time throughout the day. So if you need help with something, I want to help you score a win. So go ahead and pop that into the daily chat right below this video or below the graphic that comes out at 10:45. So be sure and do that. I read all of that, and I'm just super excited to help you create something new in your life today. Okay. So let me look at my notes here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So I want to talk a little bit about the two extremes and what it means to go from the suffering state to the joy flow state. I call it joy flow because joy is meant to flow. Joy doesn't get stuck in your body. Joy is an energy that moves in and out of your life. So I call it joy flow because it's something that continues to flow. It's something we can continue to access throughout the day. And it is what we are looking for. It's what our heart longs for. Whenever I talk to women and I ask them, what do you want? And they tell me what they want. And a lot of women have struggled with what they want. I actually just got off the phone with one of my clients, one of my dear, dear clients, and we were talking about leading with your wants. What do you want? Most of us are really, really great at what we don't want. We know what we don't want. And we tend to lead from the what I don't want space. And when we lead from that space, it can feel really desperate. It can feel really controlling to the other person on the other side of that. So, but when we lead with what we want, life just flows better. So there's two states. There's the suffering state and there's the joy flow state, and that's it. Those are the only two states that exist in our state of being. And the more we access the joy flow state, we understand how that works in our lives, the easier our life will be, the more it will flow, the more gentle and strong we can be. So we can be gentle and powerful in the same moment when that joy flow is flowing through us. When we're in the suffering state, when we're in the state of fear and not the wanting, the grasping state, the wanting it to be different state, not the I want this and I'm going to create this in my life, but the grasping and the holding on to state of being, that's the suffering state. That's not the joy flow state. So I'm going to teach you today how to, one way, there's lots of ways to access the joy flow state and to shift your states. But today we're just going to talk about how you can access that on a regular basis. So I'm guessing that many of you are just like me and believing that struggle is normal. That struggle in relationships is normal. That financial struggle is normal. It's normal to have a zero balance in your bank account. It's normal to struggle with your business. That I don't know what my purpose is. That your health is a struggle. Maintaining your weight is a struggle. All of life is a struggle. I know that this was my life. And for me, it led to severe depression. And the more struggle I was under, the more I struggled. So it got so bad for me, as you know my story, that I was so depressed I went to inpatient treatment and I lost everything in my life, which, by the way, was both horrible and beautiful at the same time, because one of the keys to transformation is letting go. So I let go of my entire life, kind of unraveled before me. And as I let go of my entire life, I was able to rebuild from a place of freedom, from a place of doing a fresh start. But I want to tell you, you do not have to go to treatment to get a fresh start. What I'm teaching you this week can save you a $28,000 healthcare bill. So listen, my friend, and begin to put these things into practice. And I promise your life will change. So the solution to the struggle is understanding that it's your mindset that creates your success in life. It is not your circumstances. I know it feels like your circumstances. I totally get it. I 100% understand that it feels like this and this and this. I talked to a young man earlier this week on the phone who was calling me and asking for some help. And it was everything else in his life that was causing his problems. It wasn't anything that he was doing. And when your mindset and you're stuck in that place where it's everything external, this stuff is just going to go in one ear and out the other. It's not even going to make sense to you. You're going to think I'm crazy. But I want you to just open your heart to maybe a possibility that what I'm talking about actually is the key to turning your life around. That what I'm talking about is full of possibility for you, that this is the key to transformation and change for you. And if I can convince you of anything this week, it is that you hold the keys to your success, that you hold the keys to joy flow, that you hold the keys to making as much money as you want to make. We're going to talk about money tomorrow. And I want to just give you a preface that you can make as much money as you want. Money is not off limits for you, but money is in here. It's not out here. Joy is in here. It's not out there. You get to have what you want to have in your life. You get to create whatever it is that you want. Good morning, Yolette. Yay, good to see you on here. So we're going to talk, I think what we're going to talk about today, Yolette, is going to be something that we talked about earlier this week together. And I think it's really going to help you. So stay tuned, hold your pants on and go for the ride with me. So you get to make some radical shifts this week as we're working together these next 4 days. And I promise you, you put these into practice. You practice leading from your feminine energy of receiving, practice leading from core energy. Your body will feel relaxed. You'll have more powerful, relaxed state of being for whatever it is that you want to create. But I want you to imagine what it might look like for you to spend the first 90 days of 2022 working together every day, making shifts together every single day. I want you to just imagine what that could look like for you. Because I know that I would be remiss if I didn't share with you how to create lasting transformation. And I know that I'm sharing with you 4 ways this week to make lasting transformation in different areas of your life. But I want you to know that today I'm opening the doors to a 90-day mentorship program where you can work with me for 90 days to put this stuff into practice and really experience some of the shifts that you're wanting to experience in your life. Because I know that you're here and you're showing up every day. So I know that your heart is longing for success. You're longing to take some of the dreams that you have had in your back pocket and you're wanting to put those into practice. So imagine having the accountability, the system, and the support to create what it is that you want to create in 2022. And you get to work directly with me. I don't have coaches at this point in my program. You will be working directly with me, creating the life, and my daughter's calling me, and the life that you want to create and the money you want to create. And we're going to be working on a plan together to make your dreams literally come to life. So I will drop that link. I do not want you to go there now, but I want you just to be imagining what that could look like for yourself. Imagine, the first 90 days of 2022. And I teach a thing called the 12-week year. I mean, the 12-week year, where you're going to jam pack a whole year into 12 weeks and find out the power of creating from a 12-week space so that you can do it over and over and over again in your life. So be thinking about that and be open to that and what that could look like for your life. So the problem is not that you don't have enough time. The problem is not that you don't have enough money or resources. The problem, my friend, is in here. The problem is that you have a belief that's incongruent with what you want to create in the world. You've got a belief that on one hand, you want to create more income, more life for yourself, but you believe that money is hard to make. You believe that maybe you need these people or these things in your life to make your life work, but you're basing that on a fear place. So you're incongruent. Your internal life is incongruent. On one hand, you want to collaborate with people that you admire, but you don't believe you're good enough. And so until you remove the inner conflict, you will continue to create more suffering in your life because all of your suffering comes from continually allowing fear to run the show, either on a low level called anxiety or on a bigger level where I'm so afraid to move, I'm so afraid to do anything that I stay stuck. So it's removing the inner conflict so that you can have breakthroughs in your life. And until you change your mindset, your life is going to stay stuck. So today, what I really want to communicate is that you get really clear about the next level, what you want for yourself. Maybe for you, it's breaking a 6-figure income barrier in your business. Maybe it's becoming an influencer in your space. Maybe it's asking for a raise or a promotion at work or a shift from one department to another department. Maybe it's creating relationships in your life that thrive and bring you peace instead of stress. Maybe it's taking your dream out of your back pocket and beginning to put that in place. Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's becoming a speaker. Whatever it is that you want to create in the world, I want you to get crystal clear about it. And today, your action step is creating clarity about what it is that you want. And then making a decision about what it is that you want. Because the power in your life does not come from out there. The power in your life comes from being crystal clear about what it is that you want. And then making the decision to create that. If something's been tugging with you over time and you've got one foot in and one foot out, the problem is that you're 99%ing it. Or as my mom would say, you're half-assing it. And to finally give your all and to identify in your life what needs 100%. Is it your writing? Is it your speaking? Is it your side hustle? And it's been percolating for a while, but now it requires some action. Is it a habit that you need to quit? Is it moving from suffering to joy flow? Is it making a commitment that you're no longer going to struggle in the depression and the unhappiness? I want you to know that being depressed and being negative is simply a habit. It is not who you are. It is just a habit that you have learned and you've learned to live with because you don't know any other way. So be gracious with yourself, my friend. Be gracious as you're learning this new things. And I want you to know not everything in your life needs 100%. Not everything in your life. But your heart always knows what truly does. That's why I talked about yesterday about leading with your feminine energy. Because your intuition and your heart knows what you need to lead with to make your life be what you want it to be. So your heart knows, and you don't have to go crazy and commit to a million projects or banish the fun from your life. As a matter of fact, whatever is 100% is probably just one thing. What is that for you? As I'm talking about this, what is boiling to the surface for you? You need to be crystal clear about it and give it 100% of your energy. I want to tell you that 99% is really hard. It will keep you stuck. It will keep you from getting what you want. If you're 99% like, I think I don't want to suffer anymore, it's going to be really hard for you to get out of the suffering state. But when you commit, I am no longer ever going to be in this place again, I'm 100%ing it, your life is going to radically change. That's what I did when I got out of treatment and I let go of everything. I 100% was like, I'm going to figure out this happiness thing. I'm going to figure out how money works. And I'm going to go for it 100%. It's way easier. I promise, friend, it's easy to live on 100%. Super, super easy. So then you make a decision. First thing is getting clear about what it is, what needs my 100%. And then you make a decision. What decision do you need to make about that thing in your life that you want to shift? Maybe it's writing. Let's use writing for example. You want to write a book. You commit to writing 1 hour a day, 7 days a week, even when you don't feel like it and you don't feel inspired. I promise you, once you sit down, you'll feel inspired. My mentor used to say to me, she would say, Lainey, there's a principle in your life of the will taking over. How many of us, let's be honest, really want to get out of bed in the morning? I don't know about you, but there's snow on the ground where I am at, and my room is cold in the morning, and getting out of my nice, warm, cozy bed feels rough. That just feels rough. But I get out of bed with my will, and I get up out of bed, and one of the first things I do in the morning is I have a little time to myself where I grab a cup of tea, and then I sit down and have a little prayer time. And then from there, I do yoga every single morning. And by the time I'm done, my will has caught up and I feel so good. That's the power of decision in your life. You commit to doing something 7 days a week whether you feel like it or not, you lead with your will and you do it. And I promise you, life gets easy. Pinpoint exactly how you're going to make this first sale and your side hustle. You've got an idea, it's percolating. Pinpoint who you're going to ask to create some income for yourself. You can do it. Maybe it's that you want to stop online shopping. Maybe it's that you want to stop some of the things in your life. Throw out the soda, eat healthy, whatever it is for you that you're going to create in 2022. You're going to make 100% decision and you're never going to look back again. It's beginning to look at your life within the lenses and 100%. And remember, this just is for one area of your life. It's not for everything in your life. But I promise as you employ this 100% rule, it's going to have majorly fun, exciting, super wonderful side effects. And then you just keep doing it over and over and over again. This is an exercise in listening to your inner dialogue and shifting each time it doesn't line up with the clarity of your decision, so that the results in your life are beginning to be expressed. Because what you're living today is not what you've been thinking about today. It's what you were thinking about yesterday and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that. So what you're experiencing today is the result of what you thought about the days prior to today. And so today, starting today, you're going to be thinking differently, starting with clarity around the intention and the thing that you want to create in this world. You get to create your life. Wherever you're at today, it's such a beautiful thing. You have created that, which means you can create something brand, entirely spanking new. You want to create a 6-figure business and get out of your corporate job? You want to create a 7-figure business in your side hustle or that dream that you've put on hold? You can do that. I promise you, friend, it is not hard. It is easy. It is relaxed. It is flowing. We're going to talk about on Saturday creating a vision for yourself. And this is going to prepare you to do that. So doing this homework today is going to see, you're already creating your tomorrow, right? Because doing your homework today is going to help you on Saturday when we sit down to create your vision for 2022. When I began to see that I was the cause of my own suffering, and that God, the source, universe, whatever term works for you, whatever term feels fresh and relatable to you, use that. When you see that that source actually wants you to thrive, it's like my eyes open to an entirely another world. I was talking to another one of my clients, one of my dear, precious clients. I love my clients. I think they're the most amazing people on earth. And we were talking earlier this week, and we were talking about the word prosperity, because prosperity is a really triggering word for people. And I use it because I think it's an amazing word, and it has the element built into it of thriving. When you're prospering, actually, I think prospering is more than thriving. It's just this idea of like, I'm thriving financially. I'm thriving in my relationships. You can't prosper in one area. You can't prosper. Let's put it this way. You can't prosper in your life if one area is going south. That's not prospering. So prospering means your relationships are going well, your finances are going well, your health is going well, and your spiritual life is going well. It's this whole totality of combined effort. But I asked her, I said, do you think God wants you to prosper? And her first answer straight out of the butt was no. Do you think that you're going to prosper and you're going to thrive if you have that underlying belief? So we unpacked it. We spent a little bit of time being curious about it and unpacking it and laughing a little bit about, wow, no wonder I'm stuck. So this is the place in your life where you can unstick yourself, your thoughts and your beliefs that are way below the surface. Knowing that what you think about creates your life. When I saw that other people were doing more, were doing better than me, I knew like they had some secret that I didn't have. And I want to propose to you that I have a secret. If you're not thriving in your life, I have a secret that you haven't discovered yet. And I want to help you open up that secret. You're like a little flower bud, like this, closed, waiting to open so that you can live your life in a fresh space, living out your dreams. But it starts in this little place where you're just a little bud, opening to fresh ideas and taking in the stuff I'm talking about, putting it into practice. Do your homework, do the action steps. I promise they'll change your life. And they'll open up that bud so that you experience life as a beautiful, fragrant experience in all areas of your life. So that you're taking in all of the good that life has to offer you. This 100% rule that I'm talking about, giving 100% to one area of your life, because I'm guessing that most of you are giving, 99 or 85 or 50 or 40 to multiple areas in your life, right? So you've got this burner over here, and you're giving 20% here, and you're giving 40% here, and you're doing 99% here. But I want to tell you that this 100% is a rule, it's a law, which means that when you put it into practice, it works. But it also works in the opposite direction. It means that if you don't give 100%, you won't get 100% return. And it applies to all of us, no exceptions. And until you begin to understand that there are certain rules and certain laws in the universe that God created, source created, universe created, whatever, however you want to look at it, when you begin to see that there are certain things in place, and when you break those things, those laws, you will get results one way or the other. So when I began to apply the laws of success in my life, And I saw that they were universal laws and they work for everyone. They work for me, they work for you if you practice them daily. I began to see fruit in my life that was different from the suffering. I work with so many women who are struggling with their purpose. And the first thing to do is just to get crystal clear about what it is you want to make in the world. I'm going to give you a secret. Your purpose is in your heart. We're constantly looking as women like, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing today? What's my purpose? As if it's some secret to be uncovered. Your purpose is not a secret. It is already within you, and you have been ignoring it. Let it rise from the core of your feminine being and come to the surface. Allow it to rise up so much in you that it brings out emotion you didn't even know was there around it. Feel it and let it rise. Be crystal clear by setting an intention. That's why I gave you a little place on your thing to set an intention for the week. Maybe today's the day that you set an intention. You didn't do it yesterday, but you want to do it today. And this intention is something that you're going to live day in and day out and day in and day out. Let it be a mantra so that you live at 100%. This is the springboard to a healthier, happier, wealthier life. Be crystal clear about it, write it down. And here is one of the things that is key to this thought, this idea, this practice, this law. You do not need to know how. As a matter of fact, you can take out a big piece of paper and write the word how on it and then rip it up. You do not need to know how. You simply need to commit. Creating a different life for yourself, it's not what you think. It's making a choice. That's right, it's a decision. It's that decision to get out of bed in the morning in a cold morning and do your exercise and sit down and have your prayer time, do your meditation, whatever it is that sets up the morning for you. It's that decision to get out of bed 15 minutes earlier, half an hour earlier. It's that decision that creates a different life. And that decision is in here, my friends. It's in here. It's not out there. Stop looking outside of you for your happiness. Stop looking outside of you for your purpose. Everything you need to create a life you love is in here. She is strong. She is powerful. She is kind. She is gentle. She has the self-discipline she needs to get this stuff done. She lets life flow easy and with flow. That true you that is just dying, literally, she's suffering under the weight of your anxiety and depression and overwhelm and all the things. Overwhelm is a huge thing for women. We allow ourselves to get overwhelmed. Do you know what overwhelm is? Overwhelm is allowing your mind to think about anything besides what's right in front of you at that moment. You're thinking about this, you're thinking about that, you're thinking about this while you're doing this. You're reading a bedtime story to your children at night and you're thinking about what you need to do next. That's the definition of overwhelm. And beginning to take captive every single thought so that it flows in the direction that you want it to flow is the first step in creating a life that you want. That's right. It's making a decision. So many of us, we belabor each decision and it costs us so much time and money. Should I, shouldn't I, will I, won't I? I call that decision hell because there's no place on earth that will provide more anguish for you than going to this place of will I, won't I? Will I do this program that I signed up for or won't I? Will I put in the time and effort it takes to do this or won't I? Will I spend the money to get the coaching and the mentorship that I need to create the business that I love or won't I? Will I stop accepting abuse from my partner or won't I? Will I, won't I? Will I, won't? It's decision hell. It's a horrible place to live your life. So the first step in creating a different life for yourself is making a decision. Stop belaboring us. To help you make a decision whether you want to join me for the 90-day Rise and Thrive program, to help you make a quick decision and to feel the benefits of that quick decision, I have put in a quick decision bonus for you. For those of you who know that you've been with me for a long time. There are some of you who are listening to this who've been with me for 5, 6 years. You've kind of put on the back burner, like, oh, yeah, I know Lainey and I've wanted to work with her. And you've put it on the back burner and you haven't made a decision. So I want to help you make a decision. I want to help you create powerful choice in your life. So for those of you who are thinking, man, I really want to do this 90-day thing with Lainey. I want to create an entire year in 90 days. I want to do a 12-week thing where I create something different from my life. I've created a fast action decision bonus to help you feel the benefits of making a quick decision. So for those of you who sign up for Rise and Thrive 2022, January 2022, you get to spend an entire day with me on a retreat. With those of you who sign up quickly by Saturday night at midnight is the deadline. You get to spend a retreat, and we're going to spend that day working together to formulate what you want your life to look like. Putting all this stuff into practice so that you create the life that you want. And you can use this 12 weeks to repeat it over and over and over 4 times next year. But you'll have the tools that you need going forward so that you can create quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. You can have 4 years in one year. So I love to teach putting things into practice right away, because if you're not putting them into practice right away, you're not going to learn. It's not going to transform your life. So I want to help you make decisions quickly. So go and sign up. I will pop the link in. I don't want you to do it right now. I want you to continue listening. But after we're done, I'm going to pop that link right after I download this and pop it into the group. I'm going to pop that link in so that you can get your fast action bonus and you can experience what it feels like to make a decision quickly. And stop belaboring your decisions. So I have one dear client, actually the client I got off the phone with this morning. So she's listening. If you're listening this morning, this is for you, darling. I love you. But about a year and a half ago, she came to me and we did what I call a discovery session, where I work with you. You actually get coaching in this half-hour session that you can. It's free to all of you. You want to make a half an hour session with me? Go and sign up. Go to my website and make a call with me, and I'll walk you through what you really want in life. Anyway, so we did this discovery call, and she kind of hemmed and hawed. Oh, I want to work with you, but I don't know. I can't find the money, blah, 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 all the things. I'm like, okay, I am not attached to whether you work with me or not. That is totally up to you. I know that I can help you, and you don't want to work with me. That's 100% up to you. And so, fine, great. We kind of kept in touch. She's on my email list, and she just kept in the flow. Well, over a year later, I want to say maybe like 14 months later, she asked if we could jump on a call again and did I have any work for her? And we jumped on the phone. Said, sure, let's jump on the phone again. So we jumped on the phone, and me thinking, okay, she wants work, and how can I point her in the right direction? What resources and tools can I give her to point her in a direction that will be helpful to her? But it became apparent as we got talking, and she was pouring out her life. I was like, oh, honey, you're in the same exact place. I think you might be a little bit worse than you were a year ago. So what's your choice? Are you going to be calling me a year from now in the same place? Because honestly, like, that's just going to suck for you. That's just not going to be a good plan for your life. So you can work with me now. Here you go. Here's what it is. Here's the 6-month layout. Here's how much it costs. Here's the whole plan. You can choose that, or you can call me again in a year. I'll still be here. My heart will still be open. But you get to choose. And so she's been working with me. She made a choice right there and then on the phone. Like, yeah, I see your point. And we're working together, and she's growing and learning. And each and every week she puts into steps. I love to give practical steps. But one of the things I tell my clients is practice does not make perfect. Practice has the element built into it of failure. That's what I love about the word practice. So the things I'm teaching you are practice. I don't care whether you do your tracker perfectly. It's not to do perfectly. Life is not to do perfectly. It's to practice over and over and over again. And so you get to practice. Practice has failure built into it. You get to fail over and over and over again. Isn't that beautiful? You don't need to know the how. You just decide. And then you let your intuition with your will guide you. Stepping into your feminine power. And the reason that I did that first is because it means trusting your intuition, reclaiming it, and listening to it. You see, the struggle exists in the indecision. And there's two places you can be: in the struggle or in the joy flow. Joy flows when we make a decision and we walk that out. Joy flows. It becomes easy. It becomes relaxed. It just flows. And once you've got that decision made, you step into awareness, because now you're crystal clear about your decision. And when you are clear about the decision that you make, it makes it easy to decide which is a no for that decision. What things are, oh no, 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 I'm focused here on this. And so an awareness rises, and you become aware, more aware of the things that were causing your suffering. And like I said, your body only knows two states: suffering, fear, anxiety, overwhelm. That's your sympathetic nervous system kicking into gear to create safety for you. And the other one is joy flow, ease, and relaxation. If you're building a side hustle, we do that side hustle with ease and relaxation, with feminine energy, because feminine energy is about receiving. We learn how to receive money with joy and flow and ease. And there's only two ways to do this. You're either in the suffering state or you're in the joy flow state. And once you're in the process of making that decision and moving towards that decision, it becomes so much more clear. The awareness that that clarity brings to your life helps you be able to pay attention to whether you're in that suffering state or whether you're in the joy flow state. And you get to raise awareness. One of the tools that I use in my programs and in my mentoring, my coaching, is meditation. So one of the things that I'm certified in, I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and I did it as a professional. I studied with the dentists and the doctors who don't use pain medication to do their procedures. And so I studied from a medical perspective how to use hypnosis to create a different state in the body. And I use that to create transformation in your life using the power of your own brain. I think hypnosis is one of the coolest things on earth, because it's literally you. I'm just like standing back as a bystander, allowing you to get into the flow of your life. So I use that a lot in the work I do, because it creates space. It opens a spaciousness for you to be able to create something new. And so when you're raising awareness, you're paying attention, you're noticing your emotions, you're listening to your body sensations. Some of the things that I taught you yesterday, paying attention to your body, listening to what it has to say. You know intuitively whether you're giving 100%. You know it. Your body will feel so out of alignment when you're in 99. And so you just tune in. You tune back into that joy flow state. You tune back. And I teach this 100%. How do you create joy flow in all the areas of your life? Really hard to teach in this one 45-minute session this morning. But you can certainly raise awareness in your life and notice, oh, am I in joy flow? Or am I in this suffering state over here that Lainey's talking about? Because once you have the awareness that there's these two different states and you're either in one or another, once you have that awareness, and now you do, now you know that this is a thing. And once you create this awareness for yourself, you can quickly ask yourself, am I in this state or this state? And quickly get back into the energy of joy flow, of getting back into the ease and the flow of, and the relaxation of making things happen in your life. And one of the simple ways is quickly make a decision. Just simply make a decision. And if you're stuck in whether I don't know, if you're stuck in I don't know whether I'm in joy flow or whether I'm in suffering state, you're in suffering state. Because joy flow is easy, it's relaxed, it flows from that feminine space that just is easy. So if you're questioning, am I? You're in the suffering state. Take a moment. Take a couple breaths. Do you know that when we do brain scans and the breathing and the exhale, it actually opens up the brain stem and it causes blood flow in the brainstem area of your brain. And so then it opens that up. So practice some slow breathing. That is just one thing you can do to switch your states. So I'm going to be teaching all of this good, juicy stuff inside Rise and Thrive, January 2022. But I want you to be taking action in your life, making that decision. I just want to promise you that life gets easy once you commit. Once you commit to getting out of bed and, whether you take a shower first or whether you get up and do exercise like I do, or whether you get a cup of coffee, whatever it is, once you're committed to doing that, it's easy, right? And that same principle applies to every single other area in your life. It applies to every single area of your life. All right. So before I go, and while I've got you guys on here live, do you have any questions? And even if you're not live, I know many of you, a lot of you listened to the replay yesterday. I know this is in the middle of the day for many of you, and you're listening to the replay. Pop your questions in. I love answering your questions. That's what I'm here for. Use this week. Use this as an opportunity to really, really dig a little deeper in your life and get what you need from these sessions together. All right? So if you have any questions, pop them in. Now's your time. Take your action step. Remember to pop them into the graphic. There's going to be a graphic that's going to come out in about 10 minutes. So when you're done doing your homework for the day, when you've done your, looked over and you've practiced receiving, not perfectly, not every single time, but you've just practiced it. You've written down 5 things that you're grateful for, and you're practicing that, and you've done the homework, you've answered the questions. Okay, what is it I need to commit to? I want you today to make one decision that is crystal clear for you and go with it 100% and take one tiny little step. Doesn't have to be huge. One tiny little step that's going to make a difference for you today. So don't forget to check off the boxes, post that in there. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about money. And I can't wait. I love talking about money. It has the power to change your life, heal every area in your life when we talk about money. So we are going to go for it. But today, actually, probably has the most power to change your life if you put this stuff into practice, making decisions, choices, just one, and going for it 100%. All right, you guys, I know you can do this. I know you've got this. That's all for today. I'm Lainey Hauser once again. I'm a Joy Flow junkie, money mindset mastery mentor, and I'm signing off with a reminder that you've got this. Let it be easy. And before you know it, your life will be beautiful and joyful. I love you so much, and I will see you tomorrow.